off the air, variety shows are back, but with certain changes to ensure a safer workplace. How exactly are these programs adapting to the new normal? Let's find out from singer and actress Zsa Zsa Padilla, host of ASAP Natin to. Zsa Zsa, great to have you with us on The Final Word.
Good evening, Rico. Hi, good evening, everyone.
So, okay, nearly 3 months without ASAP on air, and because of the lockdown, was it emotional to be performing back on stage with your fellow artists?
Definitely, but technically we were only out for about 5 weeks because we did several episodes rather here in
That's
our
right.
home. Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, you did a lot of performances from your respective residences,
Yeah,
right?
that was tough.
And that was
That was
also, it's very
tough to
exciting.
manage. So, sabi namin, okay, we will try this out. It's something new. We directed our own videos. We began to up our game, and I had to learn how to record my own voice and work on an app on my computer. I also started to buy new equipment. This room is filled with lights. You don't see it, but it's and I already have a system. I can sing live here already.
But
So
Zsa Zsa, when you were on stage, no audience, no full bands, and also a minimum number of performers with you performing, was it difficult to perform? Because when you have an audience around you, that's where you have the excitement and the adrenaline rush.
but you have to just I guess it's all mind over matter. So before I got on stage, I would think like I used to do this, Rico, in the 80s when I was beginning. That's how TV was. When I would guest in noontime shows, there would be very little audience, mostly PAs running around, ganon. So it was something that I'm quite familiar with. So it's not entirely new to me. So I was just thinking, okay, just think how you did things way back. So that, kumbaga, I wasn't that uncomfortable doing it.
Right.
But of course, you're still looking for that applause, and you get energy from your audience. You're right, right?
That's true.
So
But
you draw energy from them, and parang, oh, you're performing, you're singing, and you're just like, okay, it's absolute quiet. So I had
you have
to
the floor
think.
director, you have the production assistants who are there, rooting and of course applauding your performances. But what was the new normal like? Because you had one live performance and you recorded about 3 other shows.
Yes,
Did you
that's
have to
right.
go home during that time,
Yes,
or did you have to stay in a hotel?
because 2 weeks before this, we were required to self quarantine. I'm actually now on self quarantine again, getting ready for taping of Love Thy Woman, and it's actually tough. It's lonely because I've gone out several times already, but now I'm home. So right after taping, you're supposed to go straight home because you've already quarantined yourself, and
Right.
then we start with a test, of course. So if you're negative, you get to work.
But what about for
So
Love Thy Woman? I mean, you'll be entering a so-called bubble. How long will you be away from home taping your scenes for this teleserye?
I will be away for 2 weeks, but the rest will be away for a month. So it's really going to be tough because um, you have to think again. I'm going to have to fool myself that I'm abroad or somewhere else because my house is so near, and yet I can't come home, right?
That's right.
So it's going to be a little hard, but knowing that everybody else is sacrificing for the show,
Yes.
good enough for me. So I'm thinking, wag na maarte kasi lahat naman pantay-pantay eh. And I'm assuming that the production people are there longer or will be there longer than the artists.
So really, basically, Zsa Zsa, you have to balance with a variety show schedule and with the teleserye Love Thy Woman bubble. I mean, you'll really have to synchronize your schedule, and I'm sure there will be some overlapping days between the 2 shows.
For the schedule, no, there will be no overlapping. Right after taping for Love Thy Woman, I'll be resting for a while because I'm due to. Actually, I have so many medical tests to do, which I've been putting aside because, of course, all the hospitals, everybody's scared to go to the hospital, and the
That's right.
hospital has been concentrating on COVID patients. So before I was able to do some tests during my birthday. I was due to do that test for I think about 2 months. So they called me and said, "Okay, you're due to do some tests." And I was like, "Okay, it's my birthday, but I'm just gonna go there and do it." But my doctor again required a battery of tests. So I'm like, "This something to do with my leg."
Mm.
I've been having some nerve, I think, problems, maybe due to age too. I don't know. So the doctor wants to find out.
You,
And so right after taping of Love Thy Woman, I'm due to go back to the hospital for more
you
tests.
have to take care, Zsa Zsa. And as you
I
mentioned,
know.
a lot of people are sacrificing, especially our frontliners and our essential workers. Maybe before we let you go, is it possible for you to sing a few lines from one of your favorite songs
Oh,
as we may
really?
find hope, wisdom, and love in each other during these difficult times?
Guys, it's been tough. It's been a tough 3 months, and I know that tougher days are ahead of us. I know this. I cannot be short-sighted and think, oh, everything's going to be fine. And I'm just glad that I'm brave enough to go back to work
Mhm.
and face this new normal. But I know that it's really tough, especially for our people who work on the medical field. So I want to grab my mic para mas maganda.
Sige.
Hindi naman ako ready with matching reverb. So I want to sing the song, well, part of it anyway, which is very inspiring. Because whenever I sing this song, I normally do this in a medley. People immediately smile when they hear it. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Thank you
Should I
so
go?
much, Zsa Zsa, for joining us in the final word. Indeed, what the world needs now is love.
More
And
love, compassion, understanding, guys, patience.
Zsa
And
Zsa
I
Padilla.
wish everyone to be well. And I hope that you would still be cheerful and positive despite everything that's going on in the world.
Thank you so much for your inspiring words on the final word. Zsa Zsa Padilla, thank you so much for joining us on the
Thank you.
program. And while we continue,